What's up, teammates? Okay, I'm trying to come at this a different section. Seems as though I was down last couple of games or shows, but it's not that I was down. It's that uh, I'm impatient. I'm a little disappointed. I know that there's no answer coming, and so there's really not a lot of conversation that we could have about it. But you know, hopefully, we'll go over some of the coaching candidates and we'll talk about how I feel about them, and that's about it. Because we have no reason to believe that any of these coaches can be successful with the Raiders, even the ones who have any coaching experience. Like, for instance, Steve Carroll. Why Steve Carroll's name come up? I was like, why would anybody even say that? And now people are saying he's the front runner for the job. I don't know why. I don't understand why we try to put Pete Carroll in front of the job. If we're trying to plan for the future, what is it going to do if we hire a 72-year-old man? How far into the future can he coach? With 3 years? And then what? Hopefully he trains somebody to be our head coach. Well, all that means is that we're changing head coaches again in 3 years because your man is too old for it. I mean, he's already on the golf cart on the course, and it's not because he had 4 amputated toes. You know what I'm saying? So Pete Carroll would just he'd be a stopover head coach. It's like we call Aiden the stopover quarterback. He would be here, and then he'd be gone, and we'd be lost because we'd have to start all over again. And Pete Carroll brings nothing but short-sighted, uh, temporary band-aid, and that's not what we're looking for right now. Not now. We're starting all the way from the beginning. We need to start all the way from the beginning. And there's actually a couple of candidates like that. I would like to see Steve Spagnuolo just to piss off the Chiefs. But, on the under, Steve is the reason that Kansas City is winning those Super Bowls. It's not their insane offense because they haven't been just lighting it up like they did their first year when nobody knew who Patrick Mahomes was and he threw for 50 touchdowns. That's different. What they're doing now is Patrick Mahomes is getting it to Kelsey. They're trying not to turn over the ball as much as possible. And uh, the combination of Reed and Mahomes, you just can't overcome that. They're two talented people in the most important position on the football field, and neither of them are going anywhere. They're just as strong and ready to stay just as long. I mean, I know the coach is getting up there, but I'm not really sure how old Andy Reid is. But he's working through, and he's still young, and he's still young enough to be winning Super Bowls. And Pete Carroll was young enough to be winning Super Bowls 6, 7 years ago, whenever he took the Legion of Doom there. So if we're trying to start over, Steve Spagnuolo is a better option than Pete Carroll. I mean, let's take the defense away from them. Let's weaken them. Strengthen us. Get to know what they like to do. You know what I mean? Get a little inside mold. That's what I think would be best. We stay on the defense side. I mean, we'll still be with somebody who is unfamiliar with the locker room, but he will have a certain familiarity with the players that he's played against for umpteen years in a row, 2 times. So there's that. You know what I mean? And that's something that, you know, could really, really work out for us. Uh, there's also Ben Johnson, of course. Everybody wants Ben Johnson. I want Ben Johnson. I don't know why everybody else wants Ben Johnson. I don't know if this the name or if because he did an offense. I know I want him because he got Jared Goff to be a great quarterback, and Jared Goff is nothing but Aiden O'Connell. Point blank, period. Maybe, of course, people out there say he's not as good, but that is what it is. People can say whatever they want. People love to say that without even watching and knowing. But that's just the way football fans are. They don't really know much. They like to watch a lot and they say a whole bunch, but they usually don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So that's not necessarily the same with all Raiders fans, but boy, there are quite a few that love to run their mouth and not know what happens. My best friend love talking about the Raiders. He loves telling me what I'm supposed to say and what's gonna go happen. He loves telling me that I'm wrong, even when I end up being right. I should call him your boy Q, because he does the same thing. By the way, anybody see Q's show today? I just put that out there just because. Why, if he doesn't like what someone said, would he put it on the show and then get mad enough and start yelling at the guy? I don't know. But you would think if you got your own show and your own platform, you don't need to use that platform to yell at somebody about, how they said a certain thing to you. Anyway, I'm off that. I just thought it was small and cheap and like, I don't know, he's done it to me a couple of times actually, taking my comments and just clowning them, making fun of them, and making it seem like a fool for saying what I said, even though at the end I was right. But we're not here to talk about Q. We're talking about Aaron Glenn. Why not? Defensive guy. He's on the Lions that are making a run this year. So obviously he must be, he's part of it. A big part, a small part. He's in there and he's making it happen, and it's happening for them. So, yeah, I think we could want to try to piggyback off their success. This is not, picking garbage up from another team. This is trying to find the top stuff out there. And if the other team has it, well, then let's take theirs. I still want Steve Spagnuolo, but this Aaron Glenn, he's not bad. You know what I mean? Um, what are the name as I heard? What is his name? Oh yeah, Robert Seilick, or however you say his last name. Not really sure. But why the hell would we want him? I think he got an interview too, like like a consideration. Who would want to do that? I mean, he had a tough time too because Aaron Rodgers got hurt early, and we all know Zach Wilson is terrible. And the next year, everything came back. Nobody was performing the way they were supposed to. Was it his name Robert's fault or not? Who really knows? But he did lose his job because he was an inefficient coach. So I don't think running out there and getting some inefficient coach like who just got fired like last year, yeah, and go pick him up for our team. That doesn't seem to move at all. Who else is on there? Vance Joseph from the Broncos. Hey, he's a league opponent. We could weaken the Broncos. I don't mind that, especially taking away their defense. Dude, I believe he's their defensive offense coordinator. I hope I'm not around. But anyway, another one in our league, and that would make me happy. Get somebody from our league and go ahead and piss the Chargers off, and we'd be good. You know, nah, Speed Magnolia or Vance Joseph is great for me. I would love to see that. Uh, we'll see what happens. And Ben Johnson is my favorite pick. I'm sure he's everybody else's favorite pick, but Ben Johnson is my favorite pick because I know he can do something with Aiden. So what would y'all think? But I have decided that we don't need to have a head coach with head coaching experience as much as I thought I wanted, like, you know, banging the table for it and being mad if it didn't happen. Because, well, first of all, I looked at who we have available as veteran coaches, and no thank you, right? So just go ahead and get someone young, someone new. I mean, I don't see why Ben Johnson wouldn't want the job, other than the fact that he's really, 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 really starting from scratch. But that can be a good thing too, because you really, really, really get everything you want. You got set up, you got your OC, you got your DC, you got your own GM, you set. And I think he's considering that part. I think that's why Tom Brady, even all his magic mouth stuff, got him in to even get an interview. I think he got him in, he got the interview, and maybe he stays. Who knows? But that would definitely be the best thing for the Raiders. And if Homeboy, is for real about the job, that would really be the best thing for him. I mean, you can go to the Bears, you know what I'm saying, and mess with Caleb Williams, but we saw what Caleb Williams did this year. His numbers were worse than Aiden's, for real, except for rushing yards, obviously. But total passing yards, I think, as well. But either way, he stank up the joint. I don't care what you want to say about it. And if you want to say that he didn't stink up the joint, well, then Aiden definitely didn't stink up the joint. Aiden had a better touchdown to pass ratio. He had higher. No, he didn't have a higher he didn't have a higher completion percentage, but he threw less interceptions, or he was accountable for less turnovers, and whatever. Caleb Williams is not a good quarterback. He's a talented athlete. And if people think that you can take a talented athlete and turn him into a great quarterback just because he can run around the field and not get tackled, although he was the highest sacked quarterback of all the rookies, so there's that part. Uh, Jaden Daniels, interestingly enough, didn't fumble the ball much, didn't have many turnovers. He has a great offense coordinator, and that's what happens when you have a great offense coordinator. I mean, Jaden Daniels is good. We knew that coming out of college. But what did we know for real? We knew he had an arm, and we knew he could get it to two of the best receivers in the league right now. Right now, they're two of the best receivers in the league, and he had them on his team in college. So I wasn't really all there on him from the beginning, just because he had his crew was just dominant. So now his crew's in the league, and they still taking people down. So, but he's in the league and he's taking them down too. A lot of people wanted him. We wanted him. Raider fans wanted him. But it was never going to happen, dude. It was just, why would you come off of that pick? Why would Washington just say, oh, well, never mind? And why do Raiders fans like, oh, he didn't try hard enough? He didn't try hard enough. How hard do you think he tried? You think he just asked and was like, well, you guys want to come off it? And he's like, well, what? Then they were like, well, we're thinking about it. What do you want to do about it? And he's like, nah, never mind. No. He called. They said, no, fool. You see who we get to get? We going to give you a chance to get that? Because we know that's why you want to trade. You want that player. Because that player is talented. And he feels like he's going to be talented right out the bat. And we're going to put him on our team and go to the playoffs the first year. No one saw that. But they knew that he was going to be a special player, and they kept him basically on their team, because why the hell would they trade away from something like that? People, stop being so stupid. Stop being so annoying, so aggravated, so angry, just to say what you want to say. Hey, we weren't getting Jaden Daniels. We never were. We never could have. Get the Raiders a break. Okay? We drafted who we could draft. We got Brock Bowers. We got a goddamn superstar for the next years. So at least be happy with that, instead of calling the draft trash from last year. I mean, the draft wasn't trash. We all know that. Last year's draft, we got 3 starting players out of it. you get a starting player out of the draft, you ecstatic. If your first round pick works out and he gets on the field immediately as a draft, you ecstatic about that. And anything else after that is just gravy. So we're in the best position for the draft, for the GM, for the franchise, as well as far as who's running the franchise in Tom Davis and I guess Mark Davis to a certain extent. I mean Tom Brady and Mark Davis to a certain extent, because why wouldn't he just say, "Yeah, Tom, go ahead. All right, just let me know," and then yeah, all right. Now I mean, and the word is that Tom Brady was the one who pushed AP and Telesco out. Now, he was that final call. And around the building, it was give AP another shot. Around the building, it was Tom Telesco did some good drafting. Why should we kick him out? But in Tom Brady's head, everybody had to go. Immediate, right now, get him out. I don't know if it'd be to make. I think it was just to go get Ben Johnson, to tell the truth, because there's really no other like beaming name out there. I mean, Steve Spagnolia, I would love to have, and Ben Johnson. There's other people on this list, and we can end up with Pete Carroll. Why would we get a coach that's so old? How long do we want to try to progress as a team? 3, 4, maybe 5 years? You think in 5 years, when Pete Carroll has to resign, we're going to be in the Super Bowl? Maybe. We got a chance. 5 years is a long time. But is he really realistically going to be able to be on a football field yelling at his players until he's 83 years old, 82 years old? What is he, 77 now? I don't see that happening. And it's not a positive thing for us, our squad. Unless he's going to bring in somebody from the first day and say, "This is my backup coach, my head coach, my assistant head coach right here. I'm going to train him. I'm going to put him down. He's going to be right on my shoulder whenever we do anything. And in 3, 4, 5 years, we give him the job and I'm going to retire for good." Other than that, Pete Carroll is a waste of time. I mean, he really is, because by the time anything gets going 2 or 3 years down the road, what is he be doing? What is he going to be doing? So, hopefully, there's looking at everybody to show that they're looking at everybody, but, you know, they got a plan for Ben Johnson. That's the hope. And that was my hope from the beginning, is that they had the plan when they fired. And I guess they had a plan when they fired him, because part of the plan was Tom saying, "Look, I can get him in here for an interview. Okay, just we gotta get rid of everybody. I can get Ben in for some talking to, and we'll see if we can talk enough to him to bring him out here." And they had seems like a decent conversation from what the news is reporting, which you can't really trust anything it's being said, because no one knows. Everybody's talking to their source in the building, or someone who has information and is familiar with the situation, who believes that it's been heard around the building, in his opinion, that blah blah blah. So we can make up our own damn decisions at home. Their words mean nothing. They're words from someone who thought they might know something. And it's always words from someone who think they might know something that ends up being wrong in the end anyway. So, make up your own decision. Do your own watching. Hope for your favorite coach, and let's see what happens. I'm hoping for Ben Johnson just like everybody else, but because I want to see what he can do with Aiden. Or if we get another quarterback, what he does with that quarterback. But we know quarterback is the main concern for the team, for every team. And many people are not comfortable with the quarterback we have. And everybody knows that we're going to get rid of Minshew. So it's a matter of who we're going to pick up in this draft. And I don't know who's available and talented enough to go after. And shut up about Sam Darnold, okay? Shut up. Shut up. He stank like doo-doo for his first 6 years. And then he has one good year with a certainly different offensive coordinator and head coach. And now he's the goddamn shit. He is not. He is still Sam Darnold. He had one good year. He is Sam Darnold. Okay? Keep him off my damn team. Anybody can be good once. Anybody can have a breakout season. Any damn quarterback can stand out. Mitchell had a great season the season before last. Took his team to the playoffs. Right? That's what y'all was talking about. But look at what happened when he switched teams. Okay? Let's see what happens if we try to get Sam Darnold to switch teams. Get on his fourth team. And then what? Then he's going to succeed. Then it's going to all come together. He had one good season, so he figured it all out. Sam Darnold did that. And, okay, if Sam Darnold did that, how come he the only one in the world that could do that? And Sam Darnold was terrible, terrible. If you're going to say Aiden was bad, you got to admit he was worse. Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson. Now, I'll say Zach Wilson because I'm talking about the Jets. The Jets just came to mind. Terrible, terrible quarterbacks. And y'all hate on Aiden, but y'all want to follow up with Sam fucking Darnold because he had one good season out of 6. Because he played well on one good team out of the 4. He had one good year, one time, and now he's a franchise quarterback trying to take somebody to the damn Super Bowl because he's winning with the Vikings. So what? He's doing a good job in Minnesota. So what? Who cares? It's the Vikings. They don't got the hardest conference in the league. And who cares about 1 year's performance? It's nothing. Especially when you got 6 years of doo-doo. Please, don't talk to me about Sam Darnold. If y'all really want to think Sam Darnold is better than Aiden O'Connell because he had that one good year, well then, fuck it, fine. You know what I'm saying? I won't be here to try to convince anybody of anything. Anybody that stupid, go to hell ahead. Okay? Go ahead and take Sam's one good year and say he's a great quarterback. Go ahead. Watch his fucking footwork. Go ahead. We'll see what he does next year. He ain't leaving because he knows he's doo-doo. He knows he's garbage. He knows he just finally put a good season together that's going to save his career. It wasn't him or was it the offensive coordinator? I'm saying it's the offensive coordinator because we know Sam Darnold has never been successful. Ever. Don't bring him on my team. Don't talk about signing this fool. Don't give him no money for 1 year. I swear to goodness, if you guys want Sam over Aiden O'Connell, you're fucking stupid. Okay? Sam Darnold is trash. One good year does not a great quarterback make. Okay? 6 years. He's a veteran on his 7th year. He'll be on his 7th year. A 7-year veteran who's had one good year in his whole damn career, and now he's going to take somebody to the Super Bowl halfway through his career? Come on, man. Come on. Come on, people. Just learn something. Learn something. You people who honestly want to go with Sam Darnold, learn something. Look at some film. Sam Darnold. Oh, that's why I brought up Zach Wilson. Sam Darnold got replaced by Zach Wilson, who been shipped around too. And now he's stuck behind Bo Nix, 75-year veteran, stuck behind a rookie. Why? Because he can't do nothing. Because he stinks. And you think Sam Darnold's going to come in for all that damn money because all of a sudden he had one good year and quarterbacks is hard to come by. So he can ask for all the money he wants and he's probably going to get it because they can't get rid of him. Because what else are they going to do? You can't get rid of a quarterback that had that type of year, right? So they're stuck with him. See what happens next year. We saw what happened to C.J. Stroud, although he got to the playoffs and he still performed. But it wasn't like last year. It was competent. It got his team to where it was to go. He didn't throw 50 touchdowns. And that's the first year. It's not going to be the best year he ever had. But he got a balling game in his first year. Okay, that's what they showed about him. Sam Darnold, in his first year, doo-doo. Okay? And if y'all want to bring up numbers, then fine. Bring them all up. Bring up Caleb's numbers. Bring up Bo Nix's number. Bring up Aiden's numbers. I got them on the sheet. I got them. I keep forgetting to bring the sheet to the crib. It's at the other place. So, anyway, when I bring that back, I'm going to show you the numbers and, or if I did it already, I'm not quite sure. I'm not all that organized. So, if I haven't done it, I'm going to get the numbers and do it. And if I did it, I'll probably do it again just because. I'm pissed off. Not for real. But seriously, folks, let's get Ben Johnson or Steve Spagnuolo. Let's never get Pete Carroll. I love Pete Carroll. I think he's a hell of a guy. And he was a great coach. And maybe he's a good coach still. He's never been an offense or defense play caller. He's just been a coach and a game manager and a damn good one. Until he called the last play wrong on the Super Bowl against the Patriots because who the hell throws the ball on the 1 yard line and then runs the Patriots' first play, their number one play, the quick in slant to either Edelman or who else? Welker. Boom, that's their money. And you're going to try to run that same play against them. You can't Debo. That's just another mistake from the past. Back to our current. Ben Johnson, Steve Spagnuolo. I guess we'll go with Aaron Glenn and but Vance Joseph, Robert Saleh before Pete Carroll. Because Pete Carroll is old. And I'm not old shaming the man. He can tell you he's old. And he can tell you he feels great. And he could be right. And he could be wrong. And health issues come out of nowhere. And I wish nothing but the best for Pete Carroll. But what are we doing? I mean, seriously, what are we doing? How do we put our future in a man who future as a person is in jeopardy, right? It's still questionable. And I'm not being mean. I'm just saying there's a certain age when they're like, okay, dog, you got a slim decade left, brother. Maybe more if you keep drinking a lot of water, but you falling downhill pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. It happens to us all. But we're not all trying to be head coaches for the Raiders for the next 10 years. And neither is he. 3 years max. If he can do 5 years, I'll be out of my mind, incredibly amazed. I'll be out of my mind, just dumbfounded if we hire Pete Carroll. Absolutely dumbfounded. I don't see how Pete Carroll can be the future. Yeah, With that being said, the silver lining is we could get one of the Lions coach and Steve Spagnuolo is out there. And Tom's hustling the phone, and uh, Mark got the bank card sitting in his pocket, ready to burn a hole in it. So that's the exciting part. I'm tired of waiting, but I am impatient. Ask my wife and my kids; they'll all tell you. So I don't want to wait, but we gotta wait, and we'll see what happens after we wait. And let's hope the Detroit Lions lose, and we don't have to wait anymore. And if we still have to wait after that, let's wait until Steve Spagnuolo comes available if he wants to take the job. Or the Lions offense coordinator says, well, shoot, you don't want the job. I'll take it, dog. You okay? You know what I'm saying? You don't like steak? I like steak. Go on with it. Hopefully, maybe, possibly. And if not, Steve Spagnuolo. And if not, shit, me or you. Not Pete Carroll, man. Anyway, the silver lining is there's two people available. We can't get either one of them since they're playing still. There's three people available that we can't get because their teams are still playing, which means that they're good coaches because they got good teams who are in the playoffs. And that's what we want. And that's what we can get. And the silver lining is there's still a chance for it. So let's celebrate and be happy. Let's wait for the excitement, or let's feel the excitement and wait for the real to come. And get ready for the draft and see what we can do. See if we move up. See if we get a general manager before the draft. How about that? I'm sure we will, but still. Anyway, like I said, the silver lining is there's three coaches that I like anyway, that I think the team would like, and that I think could actually be the future because they're young enough to be able to stay in the league for another decade should they choose to. Okay? So that's what the silver lining is. There's a chance for what we want the most. And what we want the most is not Pete Carroll. Okay? No. Please no. No Pete and no fucking Sam Darnold. Please, people, wake up. No Sam fucking Darnold. All right. Well, the only reason you guys want Sam Darnold is because what? He had this season. He won some games. He won some. But he didn't win all. And you can't win them all. But, and the clouds will get dark. But when you're looking for the silver lining, come to the guru. I'm out.